Ha ha ha, April Fools. Very funny. What the hell is wrong with you guys? Somebody could have gotten very hurt out there.
Hey, Katrina Porter.
Hey, Anna Serene.
Hey, welcome all. This is What Happens. Each episode, Katrina and I talk about a movie we love, and one of us gets to spurt our love all over the movie's face. And the other has to tear it down. So, today, I get to do that.
And I am going to murder this movie like a creepy Jack-in-the-Box.
Oh, God, I hated the Jack-in-the-Box.
You know, is that redundant, creepy, and Jack-in-the-Box? Is there ever been a Jack-in-the-Box that wasn't creepy?
I don't know, but we have, I think, what the fuck is with your emoji stickers?
I'm just going to, throughout tonight's podcast, I'm just going to hold up emojis.
We have a few rules. Katrina doesn't have to start attacking the movie until our synopsis starts. Now she's got happy face up. Happy face.
Because I don't have to tear it down yet.
Nope. Whoever calls the pro first gets it.
Yep.
And if you have the con, you have to attack.
Yep.
Hey, I have a disclaimer.
Okay, I've got one too. I didn't think I did, but now I do.
Do you really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God. Okay. We always spoil the movies. Some of us more than others.
Yeah. Yeah, we do.
We run through the entire synopsis, so it's impossible not to do that. But it's especially important to keep that in mind in this episode because it has a surprise ending. So if you don't want the ending to be spoiled, don't blame us because you didn't watch it.
And also watch it.
Oh, yeah. But there is a statute of limitations for spoilers, and it's 3 days. That's according to Eric. If people don't like us spoiling their movies, then they can fuck off.
Well, this is not the podcast for you.
No, but definitely give us a 5-star rate and review on iTunes. Thanks. What's your disclaimer?
Okay, my disclaimer is that we're recording this during March Madness.
Yeah.
Not going to check the scores.
Are you really not?
No, because KU's not playing today.
Oh. Because they played yesterday.
What are we talking about, Anna Serene?
We are talking about the 1986 classic horror movie, April Fool's Day. I'm just telling you, I'm not going to believe fucking anything you say because you always tell me something, and I'm not going to be pranked by this one.
We'll see what I have to say. But along those lines, I have no intention of pranking you.
I feel like you're lying right now.
I'm not.
Let's talk about this movie a little bit before we get in the synopsis.
Okay.
Okay, so this movie had a $5 million budget, and the box office was $13 million.
This movie made money?
It did. It did. Technically, it was a commercial success.
Wow.
I know. It just didn't have the popularity of other slasher films because it's not a typical slasher flick. And I think people just didn't quite know how to receive it. The director, Fred Walton, he also directed When a Stranger Calls.
Oh, I hated that. That movie scares the shit out of me.
Oh, because it's a good movie. Fred Walton said he felt it didn't do great because Paramount Pictures didn't quite know how to promote it. Critics and theater goers didn't love it because of the lack of gore. However, because specifically the lack of gore, it was able to be shown a lot on late night TV.
Oh.
Right.
I think this was a really clever movie for, especially during the 80s.
Yeah.
When a lot of movies were really formulaic. I don't know how many people listen to this, but if you haven't watched this movie yet, stop and watch the movie because you don't want this movie to be spoiled.
And it's worth it. It's super easy to get through. It's very fast. Yeah, stop, but then definitely come back. And then rate us and review us 5 stars on iTunes.
Hit that like button. Let's get into it.
Well, I'm going to play the song. Are you ready?
Let the games begin.
We open with a woman being interviewed on a home camcorder, which is what we used to do before phones. Mm-hmm. And she says her name is Mary O'Reilly O'Toole O'Shea. And she immediately sets up the plot by telling us that she and her friends are awaiting the ferry to take them to the island that their friend Muffy owns.
Ridiculous name.
Muffy?
Yeah.
Well, they're all affluent, like, yuppies.
How old are they supposed to be? They are definitely way older than the characters they're playing.
I don't know about that. I think they're supposed to be in their young 20s.
They all looked way older than young college to me.
Well, you look young college.
Oh.
Even though you're old. Mary O'Reilly O'Toole O'Shea also tells us that she wants to work with handicapped children. Her parents are her best friends. And she's about to be a nun.
Uh-huh.
And then also that she fucks on the first date.
Right.
Yeah, April Fool's. Her name's Nikki, and she's rad, and I love her. Well, she's played by Deborah Goodrich. She's now a writer, and she wrote Finding Mrs. Ford. It looks like something we'd be into.
Yeah, I'm into all books.
Yeah, you are. There's one other interesting thing about Deborah Goodrich.
What?
Like on a personal thing. She was one of Julia Roberts' bridesmaids.
IRL?
Yeah. For reals. I don't know why. And I don't know which marriage.
Okay, that's what I was going to ask. Okay.
I don't know.
I wonder if she was in Satisfaction. Wait, Pro.
Next up, we see Arch and Chaz. And they make a joke that they are a couple. And this is one example of the many, many, many times they joke with each other about being gay. But I don't think it comes off as homophobic. I think it comes off as a couple of guys that are comfortable with themselves.
Yeah, I think it comes across as homophobic.
Really?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because it's the 80s. Dappled into every 80s movie, there's some homophobia.
You think this is a no homo?
Yeah, it was definitely no homo. No homo.
No, they're really funny. Clearly they love each other. Okay, well, let's talk about Arch first.
Okay.
He is played by Tom Wilson, and I think everybody would know him best as Biff Tannen in Back to the Future. That is the one and only time I'm going to refer to him as Biff.
Okay.
I think he's probably sick to death of it.
I would think so.
And I hate when actors are like only thought of for their one role.
I know. I don't like being thought of as as one role.
What one role?
You know.
Porn? It must be really tough for Tom Wilson to be primarily known as the villain from Back to the Future because he was a stand-up comic until he got that role. You want to know something interesting about him?
I do. I can't wait to hear you say something interesting.
Because I told you he was a stand-up comic. Mm-hmm. Do you want to know who his roommates were when he was living in, I think, L.A.?
Okay, can I guess?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Are they all white?
Yes, and he had two.
Okay. Billy Crystal?
No.
Dana Carvey?
No.
Okay.
One more guess.
Steve Martin?
No.
That was a bad guess.
It was Andrew Dice Clay.
Oh, God.
And Yakov Smirnoff.
Oh, my goodness. Coming to a stage in Branson near you.
Yeah, well, he actually really did. He was like really, really super popular in Branson.
No, I was being serious. That's where he still has a show in Branson.
No, he doesn't. Not anymore.
Yakov doesn't?
Right. He does not. He was performing in Branson for years, but he stopped doing that and he has a master's and doctorate in psychology.
Oh.
Yeah. Back at the island, Muffy is moving shit around and readying her place for her friend's arrival. And she sees a Jack-in-the-Box and it sparks a memory and we get our title sequence and a flashback to a birthday party Muffy had as a child where she got the Jack-in-the-Box, which is a totally acceptable gift.
It's a weird gift and I just have in my notes, motherfucking Jack-in-the-Box. I hate those. Why does anybody...
Who does?
Those are terrifying. They're a box of terror.
Every time I see a Jack-in-the-Box, I go, but why?
And it pops out and says, to scare you.
I hate it. Mm-hmm. I hate it. It might as well be like giving me a jolt of electricity. I fucking hate Jack-in-the-Boxes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I hate all the Jacks in the boxes.
Yeah.
What's the plural? Jack-in-the-Boxes?
There should never be a plural. And that's why this movie is terrible. Did you, I think it was the toys that made us or something like that. Do you know about the creator of Jack in the Box?
Like the toy?
The
itself?
toy.
Okay.
Yeah. He was murdered.
Of the Jack in the Box?
Yes.
No. Nope. I watched that show. I watched it. You're a liar.
No, I have it in my notes.
Are you serious?
Yes. He was killed.
Really? What's his name?
Jack.
Fuck you. God damn it. God, I feel so unsafe.
Like a Jack in the Box is going to pop out behind you any second.
I'm gonna strangle you.
Like that creepy clown in Poltergeist.
Oh, God, no.
Do you know, this is a total aside, in Poltergeist,
Yeah.
that scene where the kid is getting strangled by the clown?
I do recall that scene, yeah.
Okay, yeah,
for sure.
there was something happened on set, and the clown was actually strangling the kid, and Steven Spielberg had to break.
What the fuck?
No, this is honest to God true. And Steven Spielberg had to step in and like get this clown's hands off the kid's neck. It's a true story, I swear to God. But Steven Spielberg is a national treasure.
Yes, agreed. Muffy is here, and she is played by Deborah Foreman. Mm-hmm. I think maybe most people would know her from Valley Girl. I'm not sure.
Valley, yeah.
We definitely wouldn't. Mm-hmm. We know her best from Waxwork.
Of course we do.
Fuck yeah, we're doing Waxwork, right?
Yeah, I'm the pro.
Well, she is since retired from acting, and I don't have a bunch of info on her. I can tell you she teaches yoga, and she makes beautiful jewelry, and she still looks fucking amazing.
She's gorgeous.
My God.
Like Bernadette Peters.
Yes. I'm convinced that Bernadette Peters has like a portrait of herself in an attic that's aging instead of her.
Mm-hmm. I believe that.
Back on the dock, waiting for the ferry, we see all of Muffy's friends, and they're all yuppies, except Nan. And she shows up, and she's their age, but she looks like she is older.
They are all too old for their characters.
They're supposed to be in their early 20s. It's not like they're playing 14-year-olds. However, Nan dresses like she eats at 4 p.m.
This is where you meet Hal, and Hal is a douchebag. He just immediately starts doing all of these sexual innuendos, like muff diving.
Yeah.
You know what I find amazing? Muffy's her real name. I mean, my name's Harvey, but they call me Hal, so I figured Muffy must stand for something. Muffin? Muff dive.
It's so dumb.
Yeah, Hal does that a lot.
I know. I could not wait for him to die.
Skip, who is Muffy's very distant cousin, we think, is playing knifey throwy on the ferry with Arch.
Skip and Nan are a couple dementors. They come on and they're just a total buzzkill.
Suck the joy right out of
Yeah, they do.
Oh, it doesn't have any effect on Arch. Old Skip and Arch play a prank where Arch pretends to throw a knife in Skip's stomach, and it leads one of the ferry workers to jump in the water and save him. April Fools, right?
This is a recurrent theme in this movie. Mm-hmm. These are not pranks. What I do to you pretty much every episode is a prank.
That's not a prank. It's just a lie that makes me unsettled.
No, I get you to believe something that's not true, and it's really easy. That's a prank. I'm getting ready to say a true statement.
Oh, God.
The acting, by and large, is not good in this movie.
You are crazy.
I am not.
You put on fucking crazy pants this morning.
I put on shorts and
You
happiness.
put on crazy shorts.
I didn't.
The acting is great in this. That is a crazy movie. The tongue out.
Anna got us this little light box that we can put all of the names of our movies, and they came with all these emoji stickers. And I feel like a 5-year-old. I am so happy.
You are.
And also, the acting is not good in this movie.
You are so wrong. You are lying to yourself and our listeners.
I'm not. I truly believe what I just said.
I think you're wrong.
Okay.
I think you're wrong. I think you took a ticket to wrong town.
I have all through my notes. Is fucking Hal dead yet?
Hold that thought.
Okay.
Just you wait. Because no. On the way to Muffy's house, Skip, again, her cousin, remarks that nothing bad ever happens to Muffy. The guests arrive, and it's when they first arrive that one of them says it's like an Agatha Christie novel. Mm-hmm. And this movie has been compared to one of her novels, actually, and it's called And Then There Were None, which is not the first title of that book.
Oh, really?
No. Well, before that, it was 10 Little Indians. And before that, it was 10 Little N-words.
Agatha.
It wasn't her. That's a really famous, nursery rhyme.
Oh my goodness. I was just getting ready to say, I love her books.
I love her books. I still do. It's not on her. She didn't come up with that. It's a nursery rhyme. That was,
There's a nursery rhyme that says 10 little N-words?
Yeah. I mean, and it was about people dying, too. It's real fucked up.
God.
They they were hard.
Millennials
and Gen Xers everybody can compete all they want for who is the harder of generations. And the fact is that they used to have nursery rhymes about the plague.
Right.
So none of us win.
Right.
They win.
Right.
Can we talk about Skip?
Yes, the cousin.
Skip is played by Griffin O'Neill. Griffin O'Neill is Ryan O'Neill's son.
Okay.
And Tatum O'Neill's brother.
Oh, I definitely can see that now that you say it.
Can I tell you something that's kind of a little bit of a downer about this?
Yeah. Okay.
The one doing the prank with Arch, the knifey throwy thing.
Uh-huh.
Okay. The year after this movie was made, Griffin O'Neill had a boating accident, and it took the life of Francis Ford Coppola's son.
Oh my.
O'Neill was piloting the boat, and he tried to pass between two other boats, and he didn't realize that they were connected by a tow line. So Griffin, barely had time to duck. Unfortunately, Coppola was struck by the tow line and killed. And O'Neill was actually convicted of negligency of operating a boat and received an 18-day sentence for not completing community service.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so in 2011, O'Neill collided with another car while driving.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, and then he was sentenced to 16 months in prison for driving under the influence of drugs. And then in 2012, he was arrested again for domestic battery. So he's been through some things.
Yeah. This movie...
I feel so weird laughing after giving you a rundown of tragedy. Oh, so anyway, apparently it was pretty gruesome. What do you have to say?
This movie collided with some terrible acting. The acting's not good.
The acting had a boating accident.
It did.
We're fucking terrible people. Okay, so when they're at Muffy's, the girls are doing the magazine quiz thing in the kitchen. Mm-hmm. While the crew was lighting a scene, Deborah Goodrich, she plays Nikki, began reading a Cosmo questionnaire to her co-stars. This is totally separate. And it kind of got a huge conversation, and it caught the attention of the director. And a few days later, the director handed Nikki, Deborah Goodrich, the magazine and a new set of questions and asked the actresses to improv that scene.
Oh.
Can we talk about Kit?
Yeah, let's.
I'm bummed out that you don't have a bunch of notes to cut me off. Okay. Why don't you have more notes? How do you have 1 page of notes?
I don't know.
Okay, well, let's talk about Kit. She's played by Amy Steele, and definitely most people will recognize her from Friday the 13th part. Duh,
right.
Because she fucking rules in it. She's the lone survivor from that movie, and it's
spoiler.
Yeah. Did you watch that one?
Oh, yeah.
Part 2? So that's the one where she dresses up like the mom to kind of trick Jason. Mm-hmm. I'm going to say something. I'm actually going to say a few things that's going to make you love her.
I doubt it.
Really?
Ooh. Huh? I just noticed the arms raised on my chair.
They do? Yeah. Ooh. Oh, that's too high for me. Okay, so now she doesn't act anymore. She owns a private practice working as a marriage and family therapist, and she specializes in adolescent and midlife transitions.
God love marriage and family therapist. That is a job I cannot do.
At one point during filming, she was approached by a producer who voiced concerns that she had gained weight during filming.
She's beautiful.
Yeah. Yeah. But they apparently had some concerns.
God.
So she responded to that producer, well, you hired this caterer, so whose fault is it?
There you go.
I fucking love her.
Atta girl.
Yeah.
Did you see recently Dolly Parton was at a concert and somebody in the audience shouted out to her, I love you. And she said, I love you too, but you're supposed to stay in the trunk.
No. There's a toast from Nan at dinner. And
but follow-up question.
Yeah.
Was that a cheerful toast?
Well, she tries to make it cheerful. She says, I met Muffy in college, and those are the friends that really matter. And they're, the rest of you childhood friends could just fuck yourselves.
Right. It's such a like, wah, wah, wah.
Well, they all look at her like, suspicious.
Mm-hmm.
Then Muffy makes a speech and she's like, so-and-so guy says, you can't predict when friends are made. Poor Nan's like, bitch, are you deaf?
I just told you.
I just said it.
Yeah, Muffy's not a good person. Not only does she have a stupid name, sorry for people
Muffy
that
was like a popular, like, yuppie name in the 80s.
Ooh, Iowa State upset Wisconsin.
You said you weren't going to check scores.
Oopsies.
Oh, God. I don't care. Chaz and Arch are hanging out in their bedroom, and again, we see some more, like, playful...
No homo.
Oh, no homo.
It is so no homo.
Like, tickle, tickle.
Yeah, I'm not into this at all, except I am.
Oh, we're not gay. Let's totally have sex, though, just for goofs.
It's a prank.
And then they show Chaz and Nikki having the most uncomfortable looking sex I think I've ever seen.
It was like Team America.
If she would have waited just 5 more seconds, she would have been shitting on his face.
Right.
Chaz is played by Clayton Rohner, and we recognize him for just one of the guys.
Yeah, played is generous.
He's a riot in this.
His acting is not good.
Your acting is not good.
To be or not to be. That was great.
See? Garbage. I guess he was on an episode of Ozark.
What?
See, so your reaction to that was the same reaction I had when I realized that he was on an episode of Angel, because it was a Lorne heavy episode and he's the karaoke singing demon.
Don't know what you're talking
Lorne.
about. Yeah, don't. Nothing that you're saying makes sense.
Actor. Yeah, he's in, I guess plays a little bit in Ozark.
Ozark. Ooh, God, love that show.
I don't know who he's in it.
Okay. That show did a little bit of Tom trickery with us because they released the 4th season, but only half of the episodes.
I'm not going to watch it.
Okay.
I already gave into Succession, and I'm so glad I did because it's really, really terrific, but I'm not watching another show.
I'm telling you, Ozark's great, and just wait till you get to the next season of Succession. The next season of Succession.
Oh, Succession, yeah.
Trust me.
Drunkie McDrunkington III stumbles down the stairs, and he finds weed growing at the bottom of the stairs, and he trims off a piece, and he wants to smoke it. And I'm not saying I know anything about that, but that is definitely not how cannabis works, okay? There's like curing and drying, and there's a whole process.
So you can't just like grab a plant and go to Smoky Town?
You can, but it's not going to have the right effects, and it's going to hurt like hell if you try to smoke it.
Well, you shouldn't smoke anything. It's bad for you. Do edibles.
Yes, of course. Anyway, we see Skip die off screen.
And how does Skip die?
Well, there's a cat scare first.
Mm-hmm.
And then he just is pulled in the darkness.
Just pulled?
Yeah, somebody pulls him.
Mm-hmm.
And dead.
Lazy.
We don't know. We don't know because he dies off screen. It's mysterious. Well, now Muffy is acting super weird.
This is so... Okay.
I think she's supposed to look like disheveled and weird clothes, but her clothes would be like highly coveted in the hipster scene.
Right.
I actually really like it when she's in the kitchen and she's carefully washing the veggies, and I think it's supposed to be creepy, but I'm like, well, yeah, of course.
Of course, that's appropriate.
It is. You know what's creepy? E. coli. You don't want that.
No, something's creeping through your bowel duct.
Bow.
Bowel.
Bow, chicka, wow.
Bow, poo, poo, pow, pow.
Well, I agree with it. I agree with the veggie washing. It's fun. It's time for Arch to die. And he does.
And guess what?
Yeah?
Hal's still alive.
Hal is still alive. He's still alive.
Gross.
Well, Muffy is saving him.
Wait. How did Archie die?
He gets, he steps on a trap, and he goes feet first up in the air, and then there's like a snake, like...
I'm a snake.
I'm a snake. Look at my tongue. I'm a slippery little snake, Arch. Somebody comes up and kicks the snake away and kills him, we think. He also dies off screen. Deborah Goodrich There's that part where she's like in the well. She's going to go get water with Hal, actually.
Ugh, gross.
And she actually said the well scene was filmed on a lot, and the water was super grody. And like the workers would like throw their cigarettes and stuff in the water, and she ended up with like a horrific ear infection.
Just like you when we did the Warrior Dash and you dived headfirst into the mud.
Exactly what I thought. Oof.
That was bad.
Yeah, don't dive headfirst into mud.
Right.
I don't care how much it looks like brownie batter. It is not.
Oh my God. It does.
And then Chaz dies by dick removal, I think.
Okay.
I think he's actually choked.
Not to get
He's got a
technical.
mask. Yeah.
I saw the Bobbitt documentary.
Yeah.
When you get your wang cut off,
Yeah.
lots of blood. Lots of blood.
There was a lot of blood.
There was not.
There's a bit. I mean, his hands were covering it, so they were he was applying pressure, and then I think he got choked. Oh, you know what is? I think what happened was he was being choked at the same time as after he got his wang cut off. It's been a while since I was in anatomy class, but I think if you like, you know, when you squeeze onto something, they say, you know, and that takes all the blood up to the other part of the body, and it stops the blood flow of the rest of the body, so that you don't bleed out. And because then that's why it's so important to apply pressure. And he was applying pressure to his wound area, and then somebody was also applying pressure to his neck, which caused him not to bleed as much, and probably meant it was an easy death.
Okay.
That's how it worked.
I just realized I texted Ty,
Yeah.
do you bleed a lot when you get your wang cut off? And he could probably be terrified by that text message.
You really got to have more context.
Not you.
No homo.
I meant hypothetical.
And then just text April Fools.
Isn't that a fun prank? I made you think I was going to cut your wang off.
Well, anyway, he gets his dick removed, Chaz does. And it's funny.
But Hal's still alive.
Hal is still alive. It's amazing. Wait, is his name Hal or Harv?
It's Hal.
Okay.
I have it all through my notes.
Oh, I had Harv, and with an E, so I must have been a little drunk. Nikki gets killed off screen next as well. She runs into the murderer after she finds Chaz. And then Rob and Kit go to the attic to find the murder mystery clues, including the dolls from earlier. We didn't even talk about that. At the dinner party, there was like Barbies and Kens and stuff set up at the table, and they're supposed to represent them. What does Ty say?
He said, could that question be phrased differently?
Yes.
Yes,
is
it's
the
a
answer.
highly vascularized area, at least in younger men. So he would have just bled.
You didn't ask him about the applying pressure.
I did.
From being suffocated.
He said, that's the dumbest thing you've ever said.
That is definitely not the dumbest thing I've ever said. I've said way stupider stuff, including that. They go up to the attic. See, I'm pointing up. And that's when they find Hal. And he's hanging. He's hung up. He's choked out.
They don't turn a
by
light
a
on.
noose.
There's no sense of urgency.
In the attic?
Yeah,
There might not be a light in the attic.
When they're in the attic, when they're in the basement, they never turn a light on, and they never rush.
They don't know where this place. This is not their home. This is not. They've just been introduced to this house. They don't know where all the light switches are and stuff.
You know how to
They
get
don't
the
know where
fuck
the
out of
outlets
someplace.
are.
What would you do if you saw someone hanging in an attic?
I'd leave.
You'd leave, and you don't always make good decisions, and you would still leave.
Wait. Okay. Actually, can I think about this for a second? Because I think. Okay. So I'm Anna, and I go up to an attic. And am I already unsettled by this
Yes,
point?
of
Okay.
course you're unsettled. There's a Jack in the Box.
And oh God. Oh, ew.
What are you talking? We both would have left as soon as we saw one Jack in the Box. Like, get the fuck out of this place. Okay, but say you got tricked. I pranked you
Okay. Yeah.
into getting on the boat, and it's a funny prank,
Yeah.
just like this movie. Go to this house, and people start disappearing / dying,
Yeah.
and then you find one dead in the attic. It is Hal, so you're kind of relieved, but also There's a murderer on the loose.
Okay. So I got this. Okay. I know what I would do. Okay. So I think I can relate this to a story that just happened to me recently.
Okay.
That's how you know it's recent, because it's just happened and it's recent.
And your eyeballs got real big.
Yeah. Here's what I would do if I saw a dead body in the attic.
Okay.
I would just stand there paralyzed and stare at it and then not do anything and then probably get killed. But here's why I know that. Because I was walking to my car the other day, which is in the parking garage, and there was a car parked next to me. And in the back seat, it looked like maybe like a child's face, like movement. I mean, you couldn't really see because it was just kind of blurry or whatever in the back of the seat. And so I was walking, and I'm like, oh God, is that like just like a child, like alone in a backseat? I'm like, well, I can't leave. So I'm like peeking around and like really trying to get a good look. And then I go almost in front of the car to look directly in the car, and it was a woman giving man head.
What?
This was at like 1:00 in the afternoon.
In the parking lot downtown?
Yes. And the windows were all kind of fogged up. And I'm not sure why I thought that was like a child's.
Way to bury the lead.
Face.
I can't believe that we had dinner. You didn't tell me the story.
This was weeks ago.
What?
I forgot. The point is so when I realized that, you would think I'd been like, oh, and then walk away. But I stood there paralyzed watching somebody give head. Not because I was fascinated. Of course I was fascinated. Everybody would be. Hey, I just didn't know what to do. And I'm like, oh no, they saw me see them. So I stood there almost like, you know, when like in movies where somebody like pretends to be like a statue or something real quick.
You did the mannequin challenge?
Yeah, they're just like, maybe they won't see me. They think I blended into the wall. So I think if I would have seen that body, I probably would have done nothing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm an average person who no one is concerned with. And if I think someone's been behind me too long driving, I go a different way. I'm like,
you're not taking me no secondary location.
Exactly.
Do you really?
Oh, absolutely.
You're like Ray Liotta in, was it Goodfellas or whatever, just like staring up, looking at the like helicopters and stuff in the sky, like knowing you're followed.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no reason for that person to turn down the street.
What are the chances of that?
Right. So what I would do is I would see the dead body.
Yeah.
I would go get you, who's
You'd
probably
yell.
just standing still.
Yes.
And we get the fuck out of there.
Well, I'm probably just like staring at to see like maybe there's something off, you know, like one of those like living statues or whatever. Like maybe it's like somebody's just, you know, it's pranks or whatever.
I would stop and I would go, oh, thank God, Hal's finally dead. Let's get the fuck out of here.
Our work is done.
Right.
Rob and Kit, at this point, they go to the basement and they find the final clue that Muffy has a crazy-ass twin sister named Buffy.
Guess what they don't do?
What?
They don't turn a goddamn light on.
They don't know how. All the lights were turned off, I think.
You just started twitching.
I don't like. Oh my God, my hands.
You're like sweating over there.
I think I'm sweating. Oh God. You know who is there? Buffy. Muffy's twin, and she looks nuts. Mm-hmm. And she's holding a gigantic knife. And then Rob is trapped in a like closet thing, screaming for Kit. And then Kit like runs away from Buffy. No, don't do it. And then because she's the final one, and then she opens like the double doors to like the sitting room. I think that's what that would be, the parlor maybe. Mm-hmm. And everyone is sitting there calmly, very much alive. And then Kit figures it out. She's like, ha ha ha. Very funny.
This is the most cruel prank ever.
Yeah.
That's a really cruel thing to do.
Oh, yeah. No, it's bad. That would give me a jolt for sure. I wouldn't love it.
She's like, I'm just using you all for my guinea pigs to see if I could actually do some kind of murder mystery thing.
Yeah, she wants to turn the family, because she's inheriting it. That summer home that she loves and adores, and she wants to have success. She wants to be able to make money in some way. She wants to make her own money, not just depend on, you know, pennies.
She wants to terrorize people because she's a sociopath.
Well, she did grow up with Jack in the Boxes, so it's not her fault. Mm-hmm. But so she's she was testing it out on her really, really good friends who she trusted and knew that they could handle it. It's Muffy. She probably has 1 billion friends because she's like super popular and really rich. She probably has a bunch, and these are the ones she trusted and knew would work.
You bitch, I know what you skipped over.
What?
The prank, I'm using air quotes, that she plays on Nan. Because she has a baby crying all the time.
She didn't know. She didn't know. I thought she said she didn't know.
Who believes that? That Nan had an abortion?
Yeah.
And so
How could Muffy have known that?
She gets because they're friends. They're friends. You said that she brought her really good friends.
Well, she didn't tell Muffy because she's like, how did you know that? Did somebody tell you? Did one of the guys like tell you or something? So these
are not harmless pranks.
That was difficult, and Muffy apologizes for that at the end. Like, I'm sorry if this was, that was too far, and I'm really, really sorry for that.
And then what happens?
Well, they have fun, and they're all celebrating. She realizes that, that she's going to be able to turn her family lake house into Murder Mystery Country Inn, and they have a big celebration. And then Muffy goes up to her room, and she's super drunk, and she finds that fucking Jack in the Box.
Yeah, of course.
From the beginning of the movie, and she starts winding it up, and just as the box is going to jack off, Nan comes up behind her and pretends to slit her throat with a fake knife and blood. Muffy had that coming.
Isn't that hilarious?
Muffy had that coming. But Muffy's pretty clever. She probably would have figured something out, like, if she wasn't drunk. So Nan, she knew, and she gives her like an April Fool's, and then the Jack in the Box winks, and then it's a great song at the end, which I think, from what I was reading, I think it's just for this movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Huh.
That's it.
Okay.
You're off the hook.
Okay.
It's done. Yes. It's over now.
Okay. So how do you feel?
I don't think the acting was great in this movie.
Okay.
Yeah. I definitely think that if you get your wang chopped off, there should have been lots of blood.
You might be right about that.
And it definitely drives me crazy in movies where someone is murdered and the people just don't get out.
Well, they couldn't leave the island.
They could get out of that house, but
To
instead
where?
They went down to the basement where they trapped themselves.
Yeah, they did. Yeah.
This movie is so clever.
It really is.
Really, especially for the 80s.
Not a single death in this movie. Now, I should mention, originally, there was an additional 30 minutes of footage at the end where they all come back and they're going to pull a prank on Muffy as like revenge. But Skip, who is actually Muffy's brother, you find out that at the end, twin brother, actually kills her. Kills Muffy to get like the family inheritance.
Oh, God.
And that's how it originally, and then people were like, ugh. They wanted to end it on a high note, more of a high note.
They wanted to end it on a high note.
Yeah, it's a creepy high note.
So Nan pretends to kill Muffy.
Right. Well, at least this, but that really sets it apart from like the 8,000 other slasher movies that were being churned out quick in the 80s.
It's very clever.
I really love this movie. I really hope people will watch it.
I do too. I hope they actually took our advice, and if you didn't, I understand, because we say stupid things all the time, so no one should trust us. So I hope you actually took our advice and stopped listening to this and actually watched the movie if you haven't. It doesn't take a lot of time. It's easy.
Yeah, it's like an hour and a half maybe, or hour and 40.
90 minutes, I think.
Yeah, piece of cake. Mm-hmm. And it, like I said, it is unique. I think it holds up.
Oh, I do too.
I really do. Mm-hmm. I think even if you are unfamiliar with the genre, if you're not, a child of the 80s or whatever, I really do think it's going to work for you. This was kind of I can't think of another movie that was like this.
No, not at that time.
No. It worked really, really great. Mm-hmm. I loved it. The moviegoers, some of them disagreed. They wanted the blood. They thought it was going to be a horror movie. They wanted the horror. And I get that. I really, really do. It's just, I'm fine with this. I think it was good.
You're a horror. Well, I want to hear what the people think.
I do too. I really do. I want to know. People, you can get a hold of us. It is crazy easy. We are on Split Happens Pod on all of the socials and splithappenspod.com. You can contact us on any of those. We would love to hear from you.
Yes.
And if while you're listening to this. If you happen to be on Apple or if you're on Spotify or whatever, give us a follow, give us a like, give us a rate review. Please, I was joking about it earlier, but I actually really mean it because that's how we get more ears listening to us and stroking our egos.
And if you look at our Facebook page or go to Instagram, we do a fun thing on Tuesdays where we give you the chapter titles of how we organize our notes. And if you can figure out the movie, we'll send you an advanced link to the upcoming podcast.
Hell yeah, we will.
It's fun.
I loved this. This was so much fun.
It was a lot of fun.
Until next time. Hey, bye.
Bye.
Too bad you're crazy. Too bad you're loony as hell. So long, it could have been swell together. Too bad you're wacko.
Wacko.
How sad your marbles are gone.
All gone.
We could be dancing till dawn, but you're too weird for words. How did you get so strange? You were such a beautiful kid. Now you are so deranged. Was it Mom and Daddy? Something I did?
Too bad you're loco.
Too bad.
You should be locked in a cell.
How sad you're great, but hey, what the hell? You're crazy.
You're off the deep end.
Bon voyage.
Your life's a practical joke.
Quel dommage. I'd bail you out, but I'm broke. Your brain's completely fried.